Today we'll be exploring energy transformation. We'll also be exploring the 8 different topics in energy transformation: energy, photosynthesis, cellular respiration, macromolecules, enzymes, food chains, interaction between species, and cycles. Let's start off with energy. Energy comes in the form of ATP. Phosphate molecules break off the ATP to be used as bursts of energy. Photosynthesis. The equation for photosynthesis is carbon dioxide and H2O converted into oxygen and glucose. The organisms that use photosynthesis for energy are the kingdom Plantae, certain bacteria, and certain organisms in the Protista kingdom. Cellular respiration, the opposite of photosynthesis. The equation for cellular respiration is oxygen plus glucose converting into carbon dioxide and water. Organisms that use cellular respiration for energy include the kingdom Animalia, certain protists, certain eubacteria, and the fungi kingdom. Macromolecules are organic large molecules. Macromolecules include carbohydrates, proteins, nucleic acids, and lipids. Carbohydrates are used as energy for the organism. Example, pasta. Proteins rebuild and make up parts of the cell and organism. Example, beans and meat. Nucleic acid contain information for cells and characteristics of organisms. Example, DNA and amino acids. Lipids store energy to be used later. Example, oils. Enzymes. A substrate finds an enzyme and joins at the active site. It then splits into 2 products to lower the activation energy to speed up reactions. Example, digestion in the stomach. Without enzymes, digestion in the stomach would take many weeks instead of just a few hours with enzymes. Food chains. Food chains contain organisms that consume each other. Energy decreases by 90% as you move up the food chain. Energy flows from producers to consumers. The sun is the primary source of energy for every food chain. Food chains start with producers to first level consumers, then to primary consumers after that. Example, grass. Interaction between species. There are 3 parts to symbiosis: mutualism, commensalism, and parasitism. Mutualism is when both organisms benefit from each other. Commensalism is when one organism benefits but the other is unharmed. Parasitism is when one organism benefits from the other while the other is affected negatively.
There are 4 main cycles that we learned about in bio this unit: the water cycle, the carbon cycle, the nitrogen cycle, and the phosphate cycle. The water cycle consists of water being collected and then evaporating into the atmosphere, where it condenses on dust particles, forming clouds. When the clouds are heavy enough, the water precipitates back onto the earth to be collected and start the cycle over again. For the carbon cycle, carbon flows through the environment mostly in the form of carbon dioxide. Plants take in carbon and humans release carbon. When fossil fuels are burned, for example, carbon is rapidly released into the atmosphere. The nitrogen cycle is the process by which nitrogen is converted between its various chemical forms. These transformations can be carried out through both biological and physical processes. Important processes in the nitrogen cycle include fixation, aminification, nitrification, and denitrification. The last cycle, the phosphate cycle, is the biogeochemical cycle that describes the movement of phosphorus in the lithosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. I got it, guys. Unlike many other biogeochemical cycles, the atmosphere does not play a significant role in the movement of phosphorus because phosphorus and phosphorus-based compounds are usually solids at the typical ranges of temperatures and pressures found on the Earth The production of phosphine gas occurs only in specialized local conditions. Those are the cycles.